Hello my crafty friends, it's Krista here from Second Chance Creation. I have another project share, and yes, I've been doing some nighttime crafting. I've sort of gone through my room and my shelves and my drawers and cupboards. I have a lot of bit of stash that I don't use or haven't used. So what I've done is, first of all, I've been trying to make a journal that fits in a particular shape of box, like a square box. But of course my journals turn out chunky monkeys, so the box been put aside. And I ordered this linen box about 3 or 4 years ago when I was right into Shabby Chic and into my horses. And over a period of time, because it gets very hot in my craft room, close to 40 degrees, no aircon except now, and the glue has actually melted and some of the cloth had deteriorated. So I decided to take it apart and just re-embellish it. The cover itself is still the original embellishment, but I've sort of changed the box itself because I had to re-glue everything. Then I watched a live with Laurie from GirlOnTheRidge and Maggie White, and they did a little flip-flop journal. 5 pieces of cardboard. I haven't got the room to spread all out, but you get the gist of it. Okay. Ribbon attached, and they all have to be specific sizes, so you've got to make sure that this is the only part that's measured, because it folds over like this, and to close it. And when I saw that, I thought, oh my goodness, I think I found myself something that I can put in that box and sell it as a set. And I used just corrugated cardboard that I had, and I'm just trying to find if I've got any hanging around, or something like this. Okay, and that's what I used. These I've cut out for my next project. So in saying that, I just thought what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the link down below, because the lady that, yeah, I can't find my piece of paper. Oh, here it is. Dawn from TheBookVandalShop does have a short tutorial on how to make it, and I'm going to leave Laurie's and Dawn's channel links below in the description box, and anybody else that I mention as well. So I'll show you the box, and it had like a reddish pinkish sort of cover, linen cover, which was still okay. And what I did, I gessoed over it. It was just too bright. I wanted just to sort of, make it more shabby. And I decorated the sides. This brown lace was already on top, so I decorate with the appliques that are being used throughout as well. As you can see, all sides have been decorated. Okay. Had this beautiful little trim of little roses. It's like a chiffon, I suppose. It was in a big piece like that, and I just cut the little strips out and put around it just to break it up. This beautiful fringe is very vintagey, and I actually gessoed this as well. And I'll show you the cover. So this is very shabby, with lots of bling and pearls. Yeah, but I just absolutely adore it. This is from Pinterest, and I printed that off on photo paper, like I said, about 3 years ago. So the cover was the only thing that I didn't have to do much to it, except just re-glue some of the pieces. I made a handmade flower from curtain fabric. Beautiful applique. This came off a wedding dress, this part here, and so did that. This was just a string of appliques which I cut but joined them just to sort of frame that photo. And this little dangle here is actually off a lampshade. My husband's cousin was doing a lampshade up and she didn't want it. So she asked me and I said, oh yes please, and I don't think I've got much left. I probably only have about 4 or 5 pieces left. And also I've here is a lovely old stick pin. Now this box, when I first made it, was to hold all my stick pins in. Over a period of time I've gifted a lot of my stick pins. So I only had about 3 or 4 in them, and I've put them somewhere else, and I'll show you what I've done with them. But this is the oldest one. I actually got this, probably, I've had this for about 4 years. I've been hoarding it. Someone gave it to me. It was their grandmother. So you can imagine how old this is, because it's pretty well rusted. Just love these ivory type leaves. This here's already sort of faded, whatever the top was, but I just left it as is because it is old, it's vintage, you know. So, and that goes just in there. It's just absolutely beautiful. So inside I've aligned it as well, and of course it has before I go, it has like goldy, very strong box corners, but I covered them with this bling just to give it a bit more pizzazz. And I'm just going to make sure this is all in frame. Yes, it is. Oh, great. Okay, so open it up, and this is the inside. Okay, I gessoed the inside the lid, and this is wedding dress fabric, very sheer lace. This is a hanky, and I just ripped the edging off it because I wanted the red sort of to break it all up. Inside I didn't want to do too much because the flip-flop journal is going to be in here, and it just fits absolutely fantastic. So this is the inside. Okay, nice and flat. I've had to put in a new satin ribbon for the hinge because that fabric just totally deteriorated. And also what I meant to say was this fringe, it's quite old as well. I've had that for a while, and it was gifted to me. It was like 10 meters on a card or something, and it's just really, really pretty. So I'll just put that aside. And here is my version of the flip-flop journal. Lots of bling, lots of wedding appliques and pieces. The difference I've done with this journal, I did not use the ribbon strips. I actually used, I'll just show you what I used. I got hold of this. It's like a hessian or burlap, as some call it, and it's on like thin paper, cardboard, very, very thin. And I covered my corrugated, parts of my corrugated cardboard with this, but I left, let's see where I've got my bits now. What do I do with that? Oh, here we go. So if I was to cover this like this, I've made the pieces a little bit longer, and that was going to be part of my hinge, which was then attached to the next piece. And so yes, I thought it would be a lot stronger, so that's what I done. As you can see, lots of yumminess there. This was gifted to me by Grace from Intricate Delights, and I don't think she has a YouTube channel anymore. She's still on Facebook. She makes some beautiful jaw-dropping cards, and I was gifted this at one stage, so it's really, really precious. I've got some more of them, and I sort of want to use up a lot of my stash. Music paper, and I had some cardstock with some gold script on it, and I just tore it off and gessoed it a little bit. And I had this bit of hanky that had that little red trim. I thought how perfect, because I didn't want to put too much in it, just a little bit, just to sort of help with the, you know, with the box. The underneath, what I did was the hessian I gessoed, and also got some red chalk and went over it just so that you could see some of it just faintly come through. All right, beautiful, beautiful lace trims just here, and a little applique. This is wedding applique as well, and I've just popped on some flat back pearls there. And then it continues on. This is all one piece to the back. And here you can see some of the red that I've sort of done the hessian with. And this is a beautiful applique for my tablecloth. It's absolutely gorgeous. And that also then has a little trim just on the back. But look at all the beautiful sparkles. Absolutely yummy. And here you can see a full hinge, the corrugated cardboard. And on here you can see the full hinge, and I gessoed this as well. Here you've got the closure. I didn't put a closure in. I didn't think it warranted because it's going to be in the box. If you don't want to keep it in the box, that's fine, because it stands just nicely just on any sort of piece of furniture or bedside table. All right, now make a bit of room. So the first flip is, you'll find I've used a wide trim here, and that's, I'll just double check to make sure it's all in frame. Yep. And I've made a pocket, and I've put a couple of tags in. I mean, I could get carried away, but it has to stay flat. And I found this picture from a magazine and just backed it with some coffee dyed paper. Here had some paper stock and like card stock, and I just used that up and made it into a little booklet, and she just sort of peeks out just like that. Lovely pearl trim. Here another lovely pearl trim, and here's a tiny little booklet because I had a little bit of this left, and I've just popped it on here with the flat back pearls, and that's just, you know, something to journal on. Of course, we all know what that is. Also, what I had one sheet of 12 by 12 that had all these roses on it, and I coffee dyed this quite a while ago, and I thought, oh, you know, will I use it? Why won't I use it? Well, this came in perfect for in here. What I'd done was, it wouldn't have fitted on all of them, but I've tore the sides, and the middle was covered with something else anyway, but I just wanted, this one is all covered, but the others you'll see what I've done. And here's a strip of it that was left over. Okay, and I've just popped that on there. And then you open her up, and this is just of like a piece of art or something that you can, you know, I didn't want to put anything, tags or anything in this. You have to keep it sort of flat. And here's the hinge, so you'll see a wider hinge here because it has to go cover it, and here's a narrow hinge, okay, because it just folds over like that, and because this has to cover that one as well. So yes, lots of braids I've used. Here's the piece of script with the gold script, and I just gessoed it. Some cardstock. We all know this image. A lot of crafters use this image. Here's some of that lovely chiffon rose trim I had. A couple of tags with some beautiful flat rosette flat back pearls there. And I use same paper here as I've done here. And then we open her up, and we have the middle. And the middle is a little bit different. There's a bit of a story to this. I want a beautiful book that holds lace, and each page was this, and this was part of a hinge, so you wrapped your lace around it. And I won this from Debbie Vignola, and she had a challenge on, be a couple of years now. And the book, unfortunately, with the heat here in the room, the glue weakened and it dissolved. So it was sort of flopping around as well. But I never touched it. I thought, no, I want to fix it one day. Well, I needed something to put in here, so I actually took one of those hinge pages off. Sorry, Debbie. I'll leave Debbie's channel link below. And I used that as a belly band. Isn't this just gorgeous? Love it. And I've just made a flat journaling card, the sweetest, and you can just pop that in there. Now I've left this all hessian, but I heavily gessoed it. Flat back pearls along here. And then here, this part here, I've actually put a little journal in there and it's glued on, okay? And it just closes with a ribbon so it stays all intact, and it just has some pages in here to write on. And that way, if you close it with a little bow, it's not going to go all over the place. Okay, so then we open this up and we have the middle. And again, I'll try to keep it very flat. Here is the black with the gold script, heavily gessoed. Little pocket, popped in some of my cornetto lids that I alter, as you all know. Decoupaged them, put some flat back pearls on here. Made this sweet little card, bit more bling. This was actually, this was this paper. Sorry, just making sure that you see this. This paper here, I had some left over. And I used the edge where you tear it away. I kept that on there for a bit of interest. And that just pops in there between the two pearls, just like that, to hold it in place. And I've got a little white, a couple of white doilies underneath here. I red chalked it, and then I gessoed over it and took the red away and made it pinky, which is just what I was after. And I couldn't really put anything. So this is the Hessian, the paper that I showed you, which is this here, okay? And then, of course, number 5, which is right here, another little booklet tied up. This time, though, it's a little scrappy notepad. And this notepad you can actually take off, because I've attached a safety pin. See if I can get this right this time. Just there, and I've just closed that up so it doesn't get caught in the ribbon. And I've just popped, you know, made a couple of holes, put a bit of ribbon in, and kept that loose so that when you put it under there, it sort of goes under here, and you've got a little notepad. Here, I've just got a little tuck spot, a little booklet, and closes up. Again, everything is from recycled items, no digital kits. And the paper stock here was Op Shop finds. This one, I think it was one of the 12 by 12 cardstock that was gifted to me by a member of the family in Queensland. So it goes together. As you can see, they're all different widths. So it closes up like this, then it closes up like this, and then it closes up like this, and then it closes up like that. Isn't it just amazing? I absolutely love it. So when I saw this, I thought, oh, I finally found something to put in this box. And you can keep this box standing up as well if you wish, with the dangle, you know, so awesome. So let me know of your thoughts. It's beautiful. I finally can be useful now and just not sitting in the cupboard doing nothing and getting dust and deteriorating more. Definitely gave it a second or third chance, I think. So this will be listed in my Etsy store. Hope you enjoyed the flip through, the walkthrough, I should say. And yeah, and I'm going to leave Debbie's, Vignola, and well, I can't keep Grace's, put Grace's channel down because she doesn't have a YouTube channel anymore. But Dawn from the TheBookVandalShop with the flip flop journal idea, Laurie GirlOnTheRidge, where I've seen it. So I'll have all those links in the description box below. So until next time, you know what you've got to do. Happy crafting. Bye for now.